Robin, of course, your dream also includes your family.
You two are going to find out that one of the best things about being a part of the GMA family is that we got to live out our fantasies and our dreams,
stuff, right?
the coolest things. Back in 2003, I went on an emotional mission to share something very special with my dad, who was a Tuskegee Airman, America's first black military airman. And with him watching me, he was there in Tuskegee with me. I flew in a plane, an AT-6. That's what he trained in back in the day. We had no idea at the time that he would pass away less than a year later. And so his passion for flying was just one part of the legacy he passed on to me. So for my dream, I wanted to fly with someone I knew my dad would admire as much as I do.
Altimeter 2974, landing and departing runways 25 right and 25 left. Turn right onto Charlie, cross runway 25 right, 25 left.
Levar Tower, it's King Air 23 Tango Charlie is ready for departure, runway 7 left. Will initially be a straight-out departure.
The chance to fly with Captain Chesley Sullenberger was a dream that took my passion for aviation to new heights.
But you can see some of the city now over that ridge line.
Yeah. His love for flying, simply breathtaking.
Is it like riding a bike?
Oh, absolutely.
I was quite touched when you said, when I read, how your mom was your first passenger.
Yes. And in my logbook for that flight, I put a little star in the margin.
And of course, for the hero we all know as Sully and his amazing crew, there is another memorable flight, January 15th, 2009, the Miracle on the Hudson. I saw that spectacular life-saving landing from my apartment as it happened that day. He just slowly continued down the river, and it was almost like he used the Hudson River as his runway. And the pilot set the plane right smack dab in the middle of the river. Do you think much about that day?
Well, I get constant reminders, you know, in a good way about it. I mean, every time I'm out on the street or going to a store and someone comes up and says hi and thanks, and yeah, it's a nice reminder of what I call the enduring power of this story.
This series is called Living the Dream. Living the Dream. Do you feel like that's what you're doing?
I don't know what I would have done had I not been able to fly. It's clearly all I've ever wanted to do, and I was willing to work very hard at it, to learn more about it, to become expert at it, to try to always make the next flight better than the previous one.
And that's what your parents wanted from you, isn't it?
Yeah, they said do whatever you want, just do the best you can. That's all we ask, is do your best. So I wish that they had been here to have participated in and witnessed the last 15 months. Mm-hmm. My dad would have been proud and my mom would have cried.
You can just see the towers of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh yeah, I can see them.
Being in the cockpit with Sully was an education of more than flying. It was a window into what makes his spirit soar.
Electronic map that shows where we are versus the terrain around us and the landmarks.
Like being in a car and having GPS.
Yeah, only better.
Much better.
What do you say to people who come up to you and they want to pursue something but they're not quite sure how to go about it?
Well, my best advice is to follow your dream, but be willing to do the hard work and look for others who have been very successful at what you want to do and try to find a way to emulate them.
Captain Sullenberger found inspiration from every aviator who came before him, from astronauts to war pilots.
A lot has changed, but one thing that is apparent that hasn't changed is your passion for flying.
It's the freedom that affords you. You literally cut the bounce to earth.
Never seen San Francisco quite like this.
Good day for this. The lighting is going to be very spectacular, very dramatic.
Ever think about that first solo flight?
I do. It's one of those flights that's etched in my memory. It was, I was 16 and a half. It was a late Saturday afternoon, Saturday, June 3rd, 1967. And it was in Sherman, Texas. My instructor was a crop duster named L.T. Cook Jr. What a view, huh?
That is an amazing view. That's going to be etched in my mind for quite some time. I hope I get my license one day, Sully. I really do. Every time I'm up like this.
Oh, I think you should.
Really should.
As much as you enjoy it, you should.
No. I really feel a connection with my father whenever I board a plane, whenever I'm in the air. Thank you, Sully. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
This has been something that I think since that January morning or afternoon I saw you.
Robin, great flying with you.
Sully is the man. He is the man. Man, he is so wonderful. I have to thank him, and there's so many other people that we have to thank. First of all, KGO, those shots are a wonderful ABC station in San Francisco. Sorry, we're all this little. But the KGO, our ABC station in San Francisco, provided these incredible shots. Don Johnson helped us put us all together. Fred Allen, he was the owner of the Beechcraft King Air that I flew with Sully, and Rich Perkins of Attitude Aviation, those wonderful shots that you saw there on the outskirts of San Francisco. But boy, it was just a day I'll never forget.
I'll bet. But wait, your dream is not over yet.
Mike, there's more?
Are you there?
Good morning, George. Hi, Robin. It's Sully.
Oh, Sully, how are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I just watched your segment, and it was as much fun for me to fly with you.
Thank you for saying that.
You know what? We have a surprise for you, Robin.
Oh, no. Any more Kleenex?
This is a very good surprise, not to worry.
Okay.
Through my friends at EAA, which is one of the world's biggest groups of aviators and aviation enthusiasts who also not only innovate, but they support our legacy, our history of flight, which I know really resonates with you.
It does.
We have arranged for your first flying lesson. We have a great pilot lined up in your area. His name is Louis Liebert, a performance flight out of Westchester County Airport.
Oh.
And he's a member of the National Association of Flight Instructors, and he's ecstatic about the opportunity to fly with you.
Here comes that license.
Oh, Sully. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You are exceedingly kind.
As much as you want to fly, you need to fly.
I do. I do. After being in the cockpit with you, that sealed the deal for me. Thank you, and bless your heart. And you are a pilot's pilot, my friend. And I hope to go flying with you again once I have my license.
Well, follow your dream.
Okay.
Thank you, Sully. But before we go, we also want to point out the viewer who guessed correctly.
Yes.
And she was a woman who guessed before she even knew there was a contest. And there she is.
Kelly Rochelle Boyer of Clayton, New York. She cracked the case really, really fast. Oh, who's that little? That's Lindsay. That's her little daughter. Yeah. So.
But that look of surprise was so beautiful on your face.
But also wanted to see those two because they did. That was part of the deal.
You're right up there.
Let me just blow my nose. I'll be fine.